Okay, something is backing everything up. Welcome back to the stream. I'm Martin Wenzel. This is Microsoft Flight Simulator. We are doing World Tour Flight 181, and we are starting out today in San Jose, Costa Rica at Juan Santamaria International Airport. And we're going to be flying up to La Aurora International Airport in Guatemala City, Guatemala. We're going to be flying on Volaris Costa Rica 4068 in the Flybywire A32NX Airbus A320 Neo mod. Real life flight takes off 150. We're just going to go live time, close enough. And trying to use GSX Pro, using FS HUD ATC. I'm using Alpha Indie Group Traffic Injector right now, and that might be overloading the system. So, we'll see how it works, but I've just been having problems with the FSATC traffic versus injecting it with Alpha India Group. So we'll see. I'm holding on to FS HUD ATC because I bought it, but I'm not loving it. And I basically turned off all the other planes, so I don't know why I have it now. Might as well just go. I don't know. It's frustrating me. It's not working as well as it should be. So we're gonna go this flight without using the AI traffic with ATC HUD. So that means it's just gonna be us and ATC. We're not gonna hear them talking, unfortunately. But we'll see how it works. I mean, it's not ideal. Kind of one of those things that you. Flight plan not end with a. Alright, let me set this up. The nice thing about the traffic, we're basically loading up my plane and I'm not setting it up. I bet you the passengers already came out, so we missed that. They probably would have floated in the air anyway. But the good thing with the Alpha Indie Group traffic injection is that the gates actually come out, and so it looks a little bit more realistic. They do move more realistically, but they don't interact with you. Whereas the ATC HUD, or the FS HUD ATC, they inject traffic. It should work, but I've been having trouble with it. And it's just going to probably go down as another one of those purchases that I bought, and it's like, why? You know, $30 down the drain, it doesn't work the way I want it to work. I bought too many things like that with Microsoft Flight Simulator. Things that have worked, the 4-season pack trees, these trees look wonderful off to our left, you can see that. Those work, but basically everything else I bought, I want to say, been kind of more misses than hits. Okay, I'm trying to set this flight up. Sorry if I'm not getting on your chats. What add-on? I'm talking about the FS HUD ATC. Here, I don't have it up so you guys can see it. Where is it? There it is. So I'm talking about this. Basically, it's the ATC that you've been hearing. And what's cool about it is that it interacts with all the other planes, and the other planes actually have real flight plans, as opposed to what Alpha Indie Group traffic does, where they kind of just fly around and they show up around you. These actually have flight plans, but the movement is kind of janky. They're very finicky, and they don't interact as well with the ground. Yeah, that's the big thing too, that the add-ons are so expensive, and so many of them. Like, this one right here, another one that I got, so GSX Pro has been okay, but again, for $30, it leaves a lot to be desired right now. And they haven't been really updating it anymore, which is really irritating. The one that I've been very much appreciative, I think the 2 mods I've bought so far, I want that on this screen. I'm kind of looking through my mod list, okay? So I use PAC-X. Now, PAC-X I bought way back with X-Plane, and I use it every flight, so it works pretty well. Does what it needs to do. I think it was only $15. Alpha Indie Group traffic, totally free. Volanta, totally free unless you go premium, but I don't need premium. Benny overlay for my overlays, totally free. Navigraphs, well worth the subscription. FS HUD ATC, I think $30 and more. I'm starting to sour on it. I like that you have an ATC that works. The ATC works for the most part, but the traffic injection leaves a lot to be desired. And then GSX Pro, again, $30. I think both of those, like GSX Pro, if I had spent $10 on it, I'd be excited. I'd be like, oh, this is awesome. Same with the FS HUD ATC. I think that's more of a $5 add-on at this point. But this one right here, the Gates, or the Jetways, that's from Latin VFR, and I got that for $5 on sale. I think it's $7 usually. And it replaces the default Jetways at all your airports, and it really works. They come out and they work, and they connect to the planes, and it's really, they look good. They have the sound effects, lights, all that. XSQ, I'd love at least 2/3 of the add-ons, but all of them are at least around 30 pounds. Yeah, that's the problem. They're all like 30. I mean, that's like a mid-range, low range game that you can. Oh, two or three. Yeah, sorry, 2/3, 2 or 3 add-ons. Yeah, there are some good add-ons. There are some add-ons out there that'd be like, oh, I'd like to get that. One add-on, which might be worth the money, to be honest. But one add-on that I, was thinking about getting and I never did was. All right, I'll wait until you come back. Let me know when you're back, X/Kiwi. Anyway, let's get the plane started. I think I did what I wanted to do. I don't remember what I was kind of looking and figuring out. So let's get inside the plane. Let's get it started. Again, a freeware. This is a freeware add-on airport, so there's a few texture issues as you can see. I don't know what's going on. I feel like something broke now. It didn't look like this before. Alright. Parking brake on, flaps and speed brake disarmed, engine, ignition normal, master switch is in the off position, throttle is in idle. Landing gear down, nose wheel steering on, glare shield, we'll get those, wrong thing. Those brightnesses turned up. Alright, boarding complete. Yeah, FSD realistic. And that's the thing. Which ones are? I'd say GSX Pro is probably a good one to get. If you're willing to deal with the with the eccentricities. FS Realistic Pro, I don't know, but I think that one's probably, out of all the ones so far, is probably the one that's the best. It gives you the most bang for your buck, I suppose. I'm kind of talking about butt on that, but yeah, I'm at the point now where I kind of went on a spending spree. I'm spending way too much money on this sim, and I need to kind of pull back and go, you know what? I'm just going to go with what I have, and if something comes along that is just knocking out of the park, everyone is high on, then maybe I'll get it. Alright. What was I saying? We were talking about the FS HUD ATC. Yeah, or were we just talking about mods in general? I forgot what I was saying. Yeah, I'd say there's so many mods out there where it's like, a lot of them should probably be free. Oh, the one I was looking at that was, I think it's like $40. I think you can get a package for Europe and America for $40, which is nice because both of them individually are $40, which is weird. Why not just get the package and get both? Or pay $5 more or something, whatever it is. It's adding in the taxiway signs and making the taxiway signs bigger so you can actually read them and putting them in the proper places and all that stuff for a ton of airports across Europe and America and the Americas. So I figured that one would be a good one, but I never got that. Yep, I regret, the biggest regret I have for planes is the 737-700. 800, I'm okay with, because that's one that I'm going to just fly more in general, because it's more used as a plane around the world. I kind of regret getting the 700 now, and especially because it's $70. Oh. There's so many things but yeah, I regret. I bought, I know people have asked, you might have asked, someone asked, why do I, have you gotten the thing for, Copilot thing, whatever that program's called, FS Crew or whatever, and I got it for the A32NX, and I just never really liked it. And again, there's another, I've done this way too much since I got out of college. Before I got out of college, before I went to China, probably the first couple of years I was in China, I was very frugal. I did not buy a lot of games, and I just exploded buying games. Once I built a gaming computer, I just bought way too many things. I was just like, oh yeah, $30, $30, $40, no problem. And I mean, I used to like, especially when I was a kid, it's like you get that one game and you play the crap out of it. I played SimCity forever. I'd get every game I would get, I would play the whole game before I toss it aside. And there's games I bought. I bought a few games now, like 3 or 4 times, because they've showed up on Steam now or whatever. But those games, even when you buy them on Steam, they're like $5 now, so it's not a big deal. But so I can't believe I'm buying things for $30 that I don't use. So yeah, Phoenix. Again, Phoenix is, this is the personal thing. It's like I'm not gonna get the Phoenix is just. It's kind of like I've got the fly-by-wire. Fly-by-wire works. I'm just, and it's free. Yeah, 737, the 800, we fly it here. It's broken right now for some reason. I need to figure out how to reinstall it. Maybe that's the problem on my end. I just need to get it reinstalled somehow. But yeah, the 700, it's like I'm just not going to fly it now, and so I spent $70 on a plane I'm not going to fly. And I already felt bad about buying the CRJs, that I don't fly those enough, and so I'm kicking myself for buying any planes, really. I should just do the A320 all the time. But I got a little too excited. I mean, I just don't have the income. I mean, there's those other guys that stream, they have the income from streaming. They have a little bit of that side income from streaming. I just don't have it, so I can't be spending that much. Alright. Anyway, enough about the financial situation and that stuff, but anyway, yeah, it's too expensive. And so maybe at some point I get away from buying too many things. I was flirting with buying some airports, and I'm glad I didn't. Because I'd really regret it. Okay, we got the Deers going. We didn't do the fire test. We're going to just skip those. Let's put the seatbelts. No smoking light on, emergency lights on, nav logo light, strobe to auto. Let's actually get this thing on the road. GSX already did its thing. Sometimes it's a distract. Again, we were doing everything fine before, and I feel like we kind of got bogged down with GSX and other stuff like that. So let's get in here. Fuel, pull that in. We're gonna just go an even 6,000. Real time 4 minutes, no problem. Payload, real. 153 passengers. Yeah, I'll get Pack X going. This flight's gonna take about an hour 15 minutes, it looks like. See if I have any boarding music for Volaris. I don't. Bummer. So we'll turn on the boarding music in here. Other add-on, Rex Real Global Airport Textures. Yeah, I mean, it depends on what it does. I mean, something that I think if you like my favorite one, I think the one that's got the most value, that I've gotten the most value out of, is the 4-season pack, because it works. Rex also has a 4-season thing. Probably works even slightly better than the one I got, I don't know. But it just works. The trees look amazing. It looks amazing when we switch to fall or to spring, or you'll notice it as we get more into fall here. That one, well worth the $30 I spent on it. I enjoy it. I think anything that kind of overhauls across the board, like GSX Pro is supposed to be that, but it's so finicky and kind of doesn't work perfectly all the time. Like this Jetways for $5, it fixes a problem. So, yeah, the freewares are fine. Yep, the free ones are for the most part fine. I mean, this one's a free one. I like it. There's a little bit of a texture issue going on, but I mean, this works just fine for me. I think it'd be nice if the markings. I think there's a few markings that could be better, but I don't know. They do have gate numbers, which is nice, and it looks pretty good. And there are some that are amazing, like Oslo. I know that someone's coming out with a payware Oslo. It's like, really? The free one is free and is insanely detailed. You can go up in the control tower, and again, it looks like it's a payware, but it's free. Alright. Enough about mods for the second. Let me just get going. Or, no problem talking about mods. You keep going about it, I will get back to it, but I need to shut up about mods for a few moments and actually set this plane up. Okay, so we're having a problem here with this flight plan. What is going on here? Capan, direct, runway 2. I'm just looking at Navgraphs to finish this because it's not giving me what I want. I think that's what we'll do. So now we'll do Capan, Star, RNAV, Zulu 02, yep. Transition, yeah. Okay. There we go. For some reason, it didn't pull it all in from SimBrief properly. So we'll do an RNAV, I guess. Not a big deal. I always get nervous about those, though, because sometimes, it's like, oh, we do it at a certain number of airports. Like, does that mean you went into each airport and did something, or is it going to be a global thing and hit all the airports? Just say it's going to hit all the airports if it's like a global... I don't know, but... I think I'm going to just kind of stay away from any more mods for now until... Yeah, and if I do see a mod, I need to look at... Because, like, GSX Pro, even, when that dropped, I think there was a lot of excitement, and then everyone kind of didn't go as well. Why is my call...
Aurora via N3 Lima, departure, runway 07, initial climb 4,400, then as filed, score 6447, Delta Alpha Foxtrot Bravo
Okay, so...
Delta Alpha Foxtrot Bravo Whiskey, redback correct, when ready, contact Coco Plan, 121.9er.
You are seated in an emergency
when ready, contact Coco Plan, 121.9er, Delta Alpha Foxtrot Bravo
Please
Whiskey.
make sure that you are able and willing to perform these actions. If you're not, please let a flight attendant know so that way you can be received.
Oh, why is it being so
You are
silly
free to
today?
use your portable electronic devices during the
I
boarding
want to
process.
set it.
We ask that
as-
larger electronic devices are stowed once we depart from the gate. Thank you and welcome aboard.
Why doesn't it like my call sign? What is... Okay, we're gonna have to we're gonna restart that. FS.ATC is just being annoying. Yeah, and that's the question too. It's like, is that something you really need? Like, even with those trees, I think the trees, like when I bought it, and I think they're talking about bringing seasons in eventually into the sim itself. natively from a Zobo. Who knows how good they'll be. But $18, not terrible for something like that. I bought the Four Seasons because I wanted to see different seasons. I wanted different trees, and I think it actually has been very good. It'd be nice if that was just something that was in the simulator. For, you know, I spent $100 on the simulator. I should get seasonal. We should have seasons, you know. And we do have the snow, but you should also do some of the trees, Microsoft. All right. We are really putzing here. That's okay. Yeah, FS-HUD ATC is not working right now. Being weird. So maybe we'll drop that too. Okay, let's get in to the flight computer. Let's get this set up. Let's get going. We've been putzing on this startup here. Luckily, I just can pull this all right from sim brief. Data request. Boom, there we are. Hour 16 for the flight, looks like. Pull it in again. Get that flight number 4068. Change the call sign to that. Okay, again we have this problem for some reason. Capan. Okay. Got flight number in. Thank you all for coming in. If you just joined and you had the first time here, please feel free to give a like and hit that subscription button. Very helpful. We're flying from San Jose, Costa Rica up to Guatemala City, Guatemala. Flight plan up.
We're ready to go when you
Coco
are.
clearance, gate 18. Request clearance to LA Aurora with information, Mike.
Clear to LA Aurora via Manch 3.
Good morning, ladies and
Departure
gentlemen, and
runway
welcome aboard
07.
flight
Initial climb
4068.
4,400.
Okay, I guess we're not gonna have a call sign today because it doesn't want to work.
Please note
Clear
the
to
cabin
LA
is
Aurora
closed.
via
That's
Manch 3 Lima,
Ensure that all
Lima.
devices
Departure
are airplane
runway
mode and your major
07.
devices do
Initial
not shut
climb
down and stowed. If you have not already,
4,400 for our initial
so
climb.
verify it's low ahead across your lap. Your tray tables and seat backs must
Red
be
back
in full upright
correct.
and
When
lined
ready,
for
contact
departure.
Coco
Cabin
Ground
crew, prepare cabin for departure.
121.9er.
When ready, contact Coco Ground 121.
Yeah, I've definitely looked at it. I haven't gotten anything from Rex, but it seems like it feels like they do good stuff. It's kind of like a PMDG feeling where it's like, okay, does that mean it's good? I don't know. All right, there's our flight level 380 on the flight plan. Good. Cost index 5. That's what we need. Go to flight plan itself. Make sure it's imported right. So Lima India Bravo, Aurora, or Uniform Golf 436 Airway. Take that all the way to Capan. Go back up here. We'll get our departure, which is runway 07. And we were cleared for what? Nan. Wait, we cleared for? 3. Sorry. Oh. 3 Lima, 3 left. Whatever that is. Insert. Good. Get rid of the discontinuity. Nanjo to lib. We'll go down here. We'll just get this squared away for the arrival. Arrival is going to be runway 2 RNAV Zulu. Star. No star on the flight plan, but I'm going to use Capan here. And via Golf Tango 522. Insert. Okay, looks good there. Radio nav page. We'll come back to that a little bit later. Performance page. Init 2, we need to wait for everything to get on board. Now, I've not been noticing any performance improvement with the Sim Update 10. In fact, it's gone the other way, and that might just be because the anti-aliasing, it's on TAA, and I don't know if I was on TAA before. So I might switch that and see if there's an improvement. Let's do that right now, actually. Let's just switch it and just see how the performance changes. So right now I'm on TAA, which is Temporal Anti-Aliasing. It is recommended to use temporal anti-aliasing technique when below 100% to get best upsampling quality. I'm thinking FXAA is probably what I want to go with. That's probably just going to help. Yeah, you can actually see that. I think this is a good example right here. Let's kind of look at that. I think that's what the aliasing is, if I'm not wrong. Let's just see. I didn't actually see a performance better. Slightly better with this, but 29. Okay, so 29 frames per second right there. I don't think this is really going to make a big difference, but maybe I had it off even, anti-aliasing. Oh, you can notice it right now. Look at that. Just the trees. Look at those trees. Much more like it doesn't look. Yeah, it doesn't look good like that. All right. Just kind of playing around here. This DL, directionally localized anti-aliasing. Okay. What does this do? Okay, tree's still struggling with that. Does it make the frame rate better? Huh. Yeah, things just don't look as good, right? Kinda. So those are probably your lower level things. Probably better for performance. So we do off. Okay, yeah, you can see anti-aliasing, what it does, right? Yeah, look at how much more. There you go. Alright, so we'll just go back to that TAA. Well, maybe you can turn the render scaling down, I'm not sure. We'll just go back with what I have. Performance has been okay. Not the greatest, but okay. Alright, back in here. I've got the flight plan blocking half your view anyway. This is the longest setup I've had. I think we have our passengers all on board now. So let's just double check that and then we can start really going. Alright, that's all loaded. Fuel is all loaded. We can do our init page 2. So there's our 0 fuel weight, center of gravity, fuel planning. Fuel we have 6.0. Pull up performance calculator from SimSmart. Okay. At airport, Mike Romeo Oscar Charlie. We're taking off runway 7 eventually once it gets the airport data. It seems like internet is running a lot slower too. I did a speed test, still got the gigabyte. Upload speed? I'm really disappointed in upload speed because I could have sworn. So we got Spectrum. AT&T upload speed was like about half your upload or download speed. So if you had a gigabyte for download, your upload was like 500 megabytes, which is 500 megabytes a second, which is kind of overkill, really, but. It's like, well, what am I paying for, right? Got no wind, supposedly. Outside air temperature 20. QNH 30.05. Takeoff weight is right there, 64.6 tons, right there at a toe. Center of gravity is forward, it's less than 27%. And air conditioning on. Go to our performance page. Flex takeoff, 64 degrees, flaps 1. V speeds all 145. Yeah, here's another mod purchase. This calculator, I think it was like $5. I'll use it, right? It's gonna be something I'm gonna use. Okay, 39, 36. It's never the same as what the plane automatically puts in. That error. 39, 36. Okay. Is there a free one? There was a free one that I used, and I think it wasn't working very well. I think what's good about this one, it helps with, you can actually figure out your flex takeoff and all that. Again, the free one was probably just fine. Yeah, and the Phoenix comes with one built in, and who knows, maybe Flybywire at some point will put one in. They're doing amazing stuff. It's the one calculator they don't have is a takeoff calculator. They have a landing calculator, but they don't have a takeoff one. Alright, back to init 2. I just want to get my wins. So, turn off that. Bring back up the flight plan. I'm just looking at our wind right here. WC +1. We just have a tailwind of 1 knot. There we go. Flight plan go away. Turn off that calculator in the background. And we are ready to go. So let's get that clearance.
Coco ground, gate 18. Request pushback and start up. Pushback and start up approved. Pushback
Yeah, they're
and
definitely
start
more
up
advanced. That's something you get with the Phoenix. You get a little bit more advanced stuff. It's kind of, I'm surprised. It feels like, for what I've seen, is that the Phoenix is more advanced than the PMDG actually, that's good work by them. If the Phoenix that they outperform PMDG, I think that's what it feels like. So that's what I like about the Alpha India Group traffic injection. It actually interacts with the gates, so you can hear different gates moving and opening up and closing, and actually even getting loaded over there. It's pretty cool. You don't get that. The FS HUD ATC doesn't do that with this traffic injection. Holy cow! Yeah, see, everything interacts with the Alpha India Group traffic, but the ATC HUD doesn't. So, freeware for the win, I tell you. Freeware for the win. Go with freeware until you get some really, really, really insane reviews on a payware, because yeah. Okay, we got the APU. I'm hoping I have my volumes all right here. Let's see. Yes. Okay. Making sure you guys can hear Microsoft Flight Simulator. Let's turn on the beacon light because we are ready for pushback. Let's call up GSX. I do like GSX for the pushback. I do need to figure out how to do custom routing, because sometimes they'll push me back out in the grass for some reason. They don't do that. They don't actually turn the tail the right way. Is it coming?
We are ready for the flight.
Hearing gates moving. Is our gate supposed to be moving? Am I just hearing our gate and it's not actually visually going? Why isn't the gate separating? Okay, I hear the gate separating, but it's not visually separating. We got all kinds of good stuff. I haven't used toolbar pushback in a while. I think I have it turned off. Yeah, I don't even have it on anymore. Yeah, and I wish GSX Pro had a decent, kind of more like. It's funny how X-Plane, the mods were just so much less finicky. seen Microsoft Flight Simulator, the API or something is just weird, and everyone's having trouble developing decent products for it. Another walker over there. Whereas X-Plane seemed like everything kind of just worked. Like you had like a pushback thing, you could pre-plan a pushback and it worked. So one aspect of X-Plane I miss is stuff that works. Replay systems that are simple to use. That's actually what we forgot to do last flight. I forgot to do a replay of that, I think, pretty decent landing. Alright, we're going runway 7, so let's open up that chart. Figure out which direction I'm going. Alright, we're going runway 7, so we want to point the nose to the left, tail to the right. There's a quick edit pushback, you saw that button there on DSX, but I don't know the keys to use it. It's not intuitive and simple like most of them are. Like X-Plane, I don't think X-Plane had any keys except for enter. You just rotate it, you press the mouse. And, you know, maybe different mouse buttons. Okay, is that Sim Update 11 they were talking about? And I know, I heard a mention about the weather API, and I think that was, yeah, going to be the future. That would be nice. No, there's actually a bunch of walkers over here. Actually stuff going on with these other planes. Like, it's got catering going on with those other Copa Airlines. That's pretty cool. I don't remember that before GSX. Maybe it did. I just didn't notice it. And I haven't noticed it lately because I've been using the FS-ATC. So, maybe FS-ATC is going to hit the bins. What's going on here? Oh, sorry. Let me turn off those ads. We're turning off those ads. Figure out where the heck that stuff is. Yeah. Alright, I turned off the scheduled ads. Hopefully you don't get too many more ads. Yeah. Well, what I was doing before is I was running ads like at the beginning. It'd probably be the pre-roll when you first came in, but then I would run an ad like during the whatchamacallit, the intermission. I wouldn't run them during the stream, or I'd run it like if we were cruising and nothing was going on, I'd run an ad maybe. Alright, here's the pushback, which actually has the fuel pumps on. Throttle power is actually off. Gauge is now backing out for some reason. Let's start the engines. Starting engine 2. And let's get the safety brief.
Volaris es una empresa socialmente responsable, preocupada por la seguridad de todos sus clientes. Por eso presentaremos las medidas de seguridad explicadas por niños, para motivar también a los más pequeños a entenderlas y respetarlas.
Bienvenidos a Volaris. Antes de despegar les pedimos unos minutos de toda su atención para presentarles el siguiente video de seguridad. Gracias.
See, it keeps doing this. It's the pushback. It starts going back the wrong way. Why does it do that?
A partir de este momento, cualquier aparato electrónico o teléfono celular deberá estar en modo avión. En caso contrario, apagados. Únicamente laptops o aparatos
Like it starts pushing me the right way, and so it broke. It used to do it right, now it doesn't work anymore. It's like, I don't know what's going on.
Ni siquiera en los baños.
Alright, parking brake set.
Debemos colocar nuestro asiento en posición vertical y asegurar la mesita.
Alright, starting engine 1.
Cerca de ellas, apoyamos
Good engine startup.
subiendo las cortinas. No hay que olvidar revisar las medidas de seguridad que se encuentran frente a nuestro asiento. Son de mucha
I
importancia.
wonder if that's just not realistic, but is that the PTU, that noise that we're hearing? We're not supposed to actually be able to hear it inside the cockpit, maybe? Maybe you're supposed to still be able to hear it on the outside. Yeah, this pushback, so I don't know, I actually even noticed it there. It was pushing us back, and then it started turning the opposite way. It started actually changing its mindless direction. There's a lot of airport walkers. You notice that all over the place. Gates are out, that's really cool.
A partir de este momento, retire audífonos y guarde laptops o aparatos similares. Más adelante la tripulación nos avisará en qué momento podrán ser utilizados o deberán ser apagados.
El avión cuenta con mascarillas de oxígeno que están en un pequeño compartimento exactamente arriba de nuestros asientos, que se abrirán en caso de pérdida de presión en la cabina. Al caer las mascarillas debemos jalar con fuerza la que esté más cerca, para permitir que el oxígeno pase. Después la colocaremos sobre la nariz y boca, pasando y ajustando la banda elástica sobre la cabeza para que quede asegurada. Si viajamos con niños o alguien que necesite asistencia, primero debemos colocar nuestra mascarilla y después ayudar a colocarla de nuestro acompañante.
Hay dos salidas al frente. Sobre las alas del avión.
Spoilers.
Y dos más
Flaps.
atrás.
Get the right
Es
camera
importante
for our
localizar
flight.
las salidas de emergencia. Ubiquemos la más cercana. Es posible que esté detrás de nosotros. Si es necesario abandonar el avión, lo haremos a través de toboganes.
Auto
Se
brake,
encuentran
max
ubicados en estas
taxi,
salidas de emergencia. Únicamente los toboganes
the windshield,
de las
lock
puertas
cockpit
principales
door.
pueden ser utilizados como balsas. Para evitar accidentes, el uso de estos toboganes debemos hacerlo sin objetos personales o artículos
Coco
filosos
Brown,
o
request taxi.
puntiagudos.
El avión cuenta con
Taxi
luces
holding
indicadoras
point,
a lo largo
runway
del pasillo que
07,
nos guiarán
fly
hacia la
alpha.
salida. Los chalecos
Taxi
salvavidas
to
se
holding
encuentran
point,
debajo de
runway
nuestro asiento.
07,
Si
fly
llegara a
alpha.
necesitarse, debemos colocarlo a través de la cabeza, ajustar la cinta alrededor de la cintura y finalmente
7B
arrollarlo
alpha.
al frente. Si viajamos con un niño, será necesario pasar la cinta también por sus piernas. Por nuestra seguridad, no debemos inflarlos dentro del avión porque reducen visibilidad y movimiento. Para utilizarlo, solo debemos jalar las manijas rojas o inflarlo con la boca utilizando los dos tubos rojos que se encuentran a los costados del chaleco.
Recordemos que está prohibido retirar los chalecos de su lugar. Tengamos en cuenta que deberán estar completos en caso de ser necesario.
Toda la tripulación está capacitada para ayudarnos en cualquier situación. Por eso es importante seguir sus
Tiller
indicaciones
sometimes
en todo
just
momento.
overreacts one direction or the
Les
other.
deseamos muy buen viaje.
Agradecemos su atención. Les sugerimos leer una vez más las indicaciones de seguridad que están frente a ustedes y disfruten de su vuelo.
Is there an ad here? On this Volaris safety video? Yeah, so with FS HUD ATC, we'd actually hear, we would hear the calls from this plane that's coming in, I would think. But the nice thing with AIG traffic is that it actually flies really nice, these planes. But you don't get to hear them make their calls where they're going to
Ready
land.
to go.
And also we don't interact with them. So I don't know, might try to turn on the in-game ATC again and see if it's any better. Probably isn't, but still haven't found a perfect solution for ATC besides, of course, going online to a VATSIM. But that's not the solution that I'm looking for AI ATC. Probably gonna. I wonder if we can get off the ground before that plane lands. So if we were if that plane was being injected by FSATC or FS HUD ATC, it would take that in consideration when giving us clearance here. which is more realistic, obviously. Okay, we're at the holding point. Starting to get to the point. Oh no, wait, the holding point's up there. Never mind. I guess that's if we have less clearance or less visibility. Cat 1, Cat 2, I think, are our visibilities. I kind of want to wait for that plane to come in.
Contact Cocoa Tower 118.6.
So again, I'm back to ATC. That's kind of not useful.
118.6.
Oh, I know why I haven't tried the in-game ATC again. It's because I can't actually get clearance except for in this plane. Actually, it does my call sign. Who's this coming in? Aero Mexico. Yeah. Beautiful. Actually come in pretty decently versus the FS HUD ACC. You know what? I'm going to turn on the in-game ATC. We're going to torture ourselves with that and see how it works. If it's any better, and maybe remind myself why I don't use it. I know why I don't use it for one reason, is that I don't get clearance. I can't get clearance in any custom plane. I can get clearance in this plane because it's based on the whatchamacallit, it's based on the, where's my ATC voices? It's based on the Azobo plane. How do I ATC? Am I not gonna be able to use ATC now? Did I completely break it? Where's ATC sound? Oh, that. For audio to mono, no. How do I do that? Now that I want to turn it back on, I don't even know how. Am I not seeing something? Am I just going over it and... Yeah. Accessibility? Can I not use in-game ATC anymore? How do I change that sound? That's wild. What am I... Huh. I guess not. Well, I guess we won't do that. Because the in-game ATC does interact with the injected traffic from Alpha India Group traffic. Now, FS HUD, you need to be injecting the traffic via FS HUD. And I'm kind of souring on FS HUD as far as the way the planes move and the amount of planes that actually show up. Alright, we are cleared to take off, so here we go. Random lights in the runway for some reason. I thought that was another plane when I was coming out and landing. B1, rotate.
Contact Coco. Approach 120.5.
Contact Coco. Approach 120.5. Coco approach. Nancy 3 Lima. Departure at 3,800. Climbing 4,400. Radar contact. Continue climb 14,000. Altimeter 3005. Continue climb 14,000.
Alright, continue climb 14,000. Trying to get the autopilot to go, but the autopilot acting all weird. Fly by hand a little bit. Get our speed right. I think I retracted the flaps too early, so it knocked it off based on speed. Airport. I really enjoy when we have some cloud cover. Not like cloud cover, but some clouds. It really brings out that, I've said it time and time again, brings out that 3D element. And that's where I think the clouds, the trees, I mean, you know, looking down at the ground right now, I've added nothing except for the only thing that's been updated or upgraded from the original is that the freeware mod for the airport, and then the trees. The trees are Bajant Bashi's 4-season pack, and right now they're probably late winter, early spring trees. I'm going to be switching that out in a couple of weeks. We're going to be switching into just full-on spring, and spring here in the south, fall. Well, we're actually in the north, technically, I think. We're just north of the equator now. We'll switch into full-on fall and full-on spring for the south, full-on fall for the north trees, and hopefully those trees show up a little bit more. Last year I didn't seem to be as many fall trees that I could see. I think the Rex seasonal trees are a little bit better with that, and it's automatic. A little bit of rain here. Turn off our landing lights, and the seatbelt signs come off.
Gentlemen, we have now passed 10,000 feet. You may now turn on your larger portable electronic devices. This is also a reminder to please keep your seatbelt fastened while you're seated and do not congregate in the galleys or near the lavatories.
This is a Volaris, Costa Rica Volaris. Oh, yep, it's got the Costa Rican flag. I was trying to see, like, what makes this a Volaris Costa Rica versus anything else. And that's what it is, the Costa Rican flag. I continue climbing 14,000. Again, still like, I like the FS HUD ATC because at least it gives us the clearance and stuff.
Climb and maintain.
For the most part,
Flight level 200.
but unfortunately, the way I'm using it now, it's not going to interact with the other traffic. Clearly, it's telling us to climb. But it's a little dead air because we don't get to hear all the other planes that are flying around. I can always turn them back on, actually. But they, on the ground, they just don't interact very well. Kind of silly. We'll flood the air here. See how it works. Just joining in, we're flying from San Jose, Costa Rica up to Guatemala City, Guatemala. World Tour Flight 181, flying into every country and territory in the world via real commercial flights. So maybe a few places we're gonna have to figure out, probably just do a, it's not gonna be in order, but what I've been doing is flying from point A to point B, then point B to point C to point D. That's how we're doing it. A few of them are like, I think, South Georgia Islands, whatever they're called, down there way close to the Antarctic. There's no commercial flights there. And the airport there is too small to support a 747 or an A320 or anything like that. And so we can't even make it a fictional flight and be able to land there. There's simply nowhere to land. So probably to knock that off the list and get Volanta to recognize that we went there is we're just going to fly a helicopter flight or a small plane flight on the island and just check it out. So we'll probably do that at the end. We'll have, once we get to everywhere else in the world via real commercial flights, then we'll pick up some of the places that we missed along the way. They're just simply not typical on the route to get those places. We've gone to a few places already, though, that you wouldn't think. Like, we got out to Helena, St. Helena Island. I'm out there in the middle of the Atlantic. Went to the Falklands, which isn't too far off. But there's going to just be some territories where you kind of miss them because you don't realize it is a separate territory and there's just not a ton of flights going in there. Kind of a whatever kind of territory.
Climb and maintain. Flight level 290. Contact Central America.
Hopefully we don't miss too much when we're going through the Pacific.
Mike Oscar Lima Alpha. Maintain 10,000-4475. Central America Center. Inbound. Lima India Bravo. At flight level 200. Climbing. Flight level 290. Radar
so we should start hearing some radio calls from other airlines. I turned that back on. I turned them off on the ground because they just, FS HUD traffic injection just isn't very good to look at when you're on the ground. The planes kind of hop around, they're not very smooth. Alpha Indigo traffic is a little bit better if you're on the ground, but we don't get to interact with them, hear them on takeoff, which is a bummer. I'm surprised they still haven't fixed that, gotten it better, their traffic injection. Alright, we got about an hour, it looks like, on the flight to go. Passing 2,500 or 21.5. Yeah, technically, Hoot, it is beautiful. This is beautiful sim. That's why I'm not going to X-Plane 12 and doing both. Don't have time for both, don't have the money for both. Did X-Plane 11, loved it. That's what introduced me to Flight Simming, Microsoft Flight Sim Arcade along, and just notched up the game for visuals. While there's a lot of other issues, and some of the issues I need to just let go. Like the ATC, maybe I just gotta let it go. Just let it go, fly the flight, don't worry about the ATC. Sometimes the ATC can be distracting when you're
cleared. Visual
We got
approach
the
at 1,200.
Pacific Ocean. Maybe that's not
Runway
Pacific.
06. Report runway in sight.
Cleared visual approach at 1,200. Runway 06. Report runway in sight. Start at 1056.
That is
Start
not
at
Pacific. That is
1056. Runway in sight.
the lake.
Start 1056. Continue approach.
Continue approach. Start at
That's not a lake. It's
1056.
actually it's like a bay.
3206. Radar contact. Proceed direct to Papa Echo Lima Delta Alpha. Descend and maintain 13,000. Altimeter 2989.
Proceed Expelder. Descend and maintain 13,000. 3206.
I'll be right back. I can't control anything because my mouse has died.
Radar contact.
Battery died.
Proceed direct to Lena. Maintain 10,000. Altimeter 2989. Proceed direct Echo Leave Echo November Alpha. Maintain 10,000. 7857. 6922. Ready for descent. 7857. Cleared visual approach at 900. Runway 01. Report runway in sight. Cleared visual approach at 900. Runway 01. Report runway in sight. 7857. 7857. Runway in sight. 7857. Continue approach. Continue approach. 7857. Air Canada 2436. Heavy. Expect Charlie. Barra 3 Charlie. Arrival. Hotel ILS. Zulu. Approach. Runway 07. Report when ready for descent. Expect Charlie. Barra 3 Charlie. Arrival. Hotel ILS. Zulu. Approach. Runway 07. Report when ready for descent. Air Canada 2436. Heavy. 6922. Descend and maintain 9,800. Cleared Gatown. Arrival. Altimeter 2987. Contact Liberia. Approach 119.8. Descend and maintain 9,800. Cleared Gatown. Arrival. Contact approach 119.8. 6922. Air Canada 2436. Heavy. Ready for descent. Climb and maintain. Flight level 380. Climb and maintain. Flight level 380.
The drawback of wireless mice. Run out of battery. Whatever the free one is, I think it's the 135, right? From the hyper performance group or whatever. They got that free 135. Oh, both free. I think I did the 135. I've never. Alright, climb and maintain 380. Let's get up there. Now we're flying out over, that's going to be right in front of us is the Gulf of Papagayo. And we're going to fly then over that Gulf, and I don't think there's a bigger name for the bigger stretch of water, but we'll be flying over the Pacific, up over El Salvador, and then into Guatemala. Off to our right is, I believe that's, is it called, I think it's just called Lake Nicaragua. And we'll also see Lake Managua, a little bit north of that. I'll have to give it a try. I mean, I don't know if the way it flies was, if the issue you're saying flies better is that it's easier to fly, or, because I'm thinking for me it was user error. I just don't know how to fly a helicopter. Helicopters are a whole different animal. Let me see, can I find that on, is that on FlightSim.to? FlightSim.to just came out of came out with, when Microsoft Flight Simulator came out, and now it's become the one-stop shop for all your modding. I haven't even checked out their X-Plane section, but I think I got most of my mods for X-Plane back over with, I think the X-Plane forums, now to have this place as well, and it's just displayed better, easier to get to everything. Alright, H125, these are the deliveries, Airbus, so Rudder Sim Pilot? Okay, so it's not from the same guys. It's not from the Hyper Performance group. So that might be a reason, because it's actually a different...
Central America Center, Sun 1021, inbound, NVIDIA Bravo, at 18,700, descending.
Are these just regular? Now, is the H125 like more of a regular kind of helicopter, or is it a... I know 135 is a
radar contact. Continue descent.
Bonjour.
5,000, altimeter 2987.
Bonjour from France.
Continue descent. 15,000, Sun 1021.
Is that BN, how are you, or are you doing well? Because it kind of... I haven't done a ton of French, but like, looks a little similar. Some of that's a little similar to Spanish, I guess. H125 Rudder Sim Pilot in beta. You will need to be running Airland FS to fly this helicopter. That's kind of cool though, like they have different stuff's like doors open, they have different setups for emergency vehicle. Pretty detailed, that. I'm gonna have to give that one a try.
Air Canada 2436, heavy, descend and maintain, flight level 240, descend and maintain. Flight level 240, Air Canada 2436, heavy. 250, radar contact.
BN, good morning. Okay, so not, well, BN is good.
Flight level 220.
Spanish, I think, or well.
Proceed direct flight call Alpha. Maintain. Flight level 220, 250. 1189, radar contact. Maintain. 10,000, altimeter 2985.
What language would BN be beautiful?
3206, radar contact, descend and maintain, 13,000, altimeter 2985.
We got Lake Nicaragua off in the distance, and we're over the Gulf of Papagayo, but we're looking into the Gulf of de Santamaria.
At 4,100, runway 09er, report runway in sight. Cleared visual approach at 4,100, runway 09er, report runway in sight, 3206. 3206, runway in
Came out
sight.
21st December. I didn't even
Contact Pavas,
completely miss this helicopter. I don't know if it was just because it was beta and I was like, I'll download that right now. That in there. Airland FS. That's the crazy thing too, is all these different... Airland FS is a physics library that simulates helicopter behavior Simulates helicopter behaviors by applying rigid body physics to Flight Simulator 2020. Originally released for FSX and Computer 3D as Helicopter Total Realism, it is currently used by flight school military training centers as well. Really? There are a lot of there's actually a lot of helicopters on. Holy cow! I didn't realize it. When did all these helicopters? A lot of helicopters on FS flightsim.to. Got the Robinson 44, the native H60, the Mil-Me 2, SA-342 Gazelle, the UH-1C Huey gunship, UH-1H Huey Iroquois, the Sikorsky H-34, the H-125, Mosquito XE helicopter project, Cabri G-2. Those are all the ones that use the this Airland FS. I can't believe it. Tried landing on a damn small helipad with both and got it better with the 125, although I needed a few times. Well, unfortunately, maybe we'll just have to go fly to like Morocco and those places, or Monaco and those places again, because the few times I had to use the helicopter just to do one of these virtual flights, yeah, the landings left a lot to be desired, especially when we're trying to land in like Monaco, where we're trying to land on a little helipad. That's kind of the goal, is to be able to land on a helipad. It's totally cool. I can't believe how many helicopters are available now. So I guess if you're into helicopters, there's a lot of there's more options than before. Check these out. These are all a lot of. I mean, they're all in beta, but I think basically anything. Okay, this one looks like more like a. Now I'm just going to be downloading helicopters.
Descend and maintain 4,100 altimeter.
Well, these are all like Rotor Sim Pilot. Rotor Sim Pilot has a whole bunch of stuff.
Descend and maintain 4,100 7906. 7906, cleared visual approach at 4,100, runway 09er.
It's getting an update that includes the E-175?
Cleared visual approach at 4,100, runway 09er, report runway in sight, 7906. 7906, runway in
see how
sight.
small this
7906, contact Pavis Tower 118.3. Contact Pavis Tower 118.3, 7906. Sans 1025, climb and maintain, flight level 190. Climb and maintain, flight level 190, Sans 1025.
It's just like a rock. Located in Iceland's Westman Islands. Oh, that's so cool. I mean, doesn't seem. Oh, it is kind of small. Oh, that is a small helipad, isn't it?
Air Canada 2436, heavy, radar contact, expect Charlie, Barak 3 Charlie, arrival, routine ILS, Zulu, approach, runway 07, report when ready for descent. Expect Charlie, Bravo Alpha, Romeo Alpha 3 Charlie, arrival, Oscar Tango India, November Alpha, ILS, Zulu, approach, runway 07, report when ready for descent. Air Canada 2436, heavy, Sans 1056. Wind, calm, cleared to land, 06. Cleared to land, 06, Sans 1056. Copa 106, radar contact, expect Tango India Bravo Uniform Tango, Romeo Alpha, Kilo Echo 1 Alpha, arrival, ILS, approach, runway 10, report when ready for descent. 10,940. 250, expect visual approach, runway 11, report when ready for descent. Expect visual approach, runway 11, report when ready for descent, 250. Air Canada 2436, heavy, ready for descent. Cocker 106, ready for descent. 250, ready for descent. Air Canada 2436, heavy, descend and maintain, 8,000, altimeter 2984, contact Coco, approach 120.5. Descend and maintain, 8,000, contact Coco, approach 120.5. Air Canada 2436, heavy. Coco 106, descend and maintain, flight level 240. Descend and maintain, flight level 240, Coco 106. Descend and maintain, flight level 190. Descend and maintain, flight level 190, Cocker 106. Sans 1021, altimeter 2983, contact Coco, approach 120.5.
will stop by shortly for your order.
Contact
If you would like to
Coco,
order
approach
additional menu items, please hit the
120.5.
flight attendant
Sans
call button at
1021.
any time and we'll be over shortly to assist.
Coco 106, clear to beat break 1 Alpha, arrival. Clear to beat break 1 Alpha, arrival, Coco 106. Coco 106, descend and maintain, 10,000, altimeter 2984, contact Sandina, approach 119.4. Descend and maintain, 10,000, contact approach 119.4, Coco 106. 59er, radar contact. Proceed direct table. Climb and maintain. 9000. Altimeter 2984. Proceed direct Tango Alpha Bravo Oscar Golf. Climb and maintain. 9000. 5959er. San 1025. Climb and maintain. Flight level 210.
Climb and maintain. Flight level 210. San 1025.
Radar contact. Expect visual approach. Runway 11. Report when ready for descent. Expect visual approach. Runway 11. Report when ready for descent. 250. 250. Ready for descent. 250. Proceed direct Mike Golf Alpha. Maintain. Flight level 220. Proceed direct Mike Golf Alpha. Maintain. Flight level 220. 250. 250. Descend and maintain. 13,000. Altimeter 2984. Descend and maintain. 13,000. 250. San 1025. Expect Lima, Barak 3 Lima, arrival 14 ILS, Zulu, approach, runway 07.
Expect Lima, Barak 3 Lima, arrival 14 ILS, Zulu, approach, runway 07, San 1025.
2304, heavy, radar contact, maintain, flight level 330.
Maintain flight level 330, 2304, heavy.
59er, radar contact, proceed direct table, climb and maintain, 9000, altimeter 2984.
Proceed sir, exit Tango Alpha Bravo Oscar course, climb and maintain, 9000, 59er.
Central America Center 1258 Heavy, Flybus 1, departure at 19,200, climbing, flight level 220. 1258 Heavy, radar contact, continue climb, flight level 220. Continue climb, flight level 220, 1258 Heavy. Radar contact. Maintain. Flight level 330. Maintain. Flight level 330. JetBlue 16905. 2733 Heavy. Radar contact. Maintain. Flight level 330.
Maintain flight level 330, 2733 Heavy.
A374. Radar contact. Proceed direct Tango Alpha Lima Alpha Golf. Maintain 10,000 altimeter 29er A3.
Yeah, that really is
Direct
a
Tango
small
Alpha Lima Alpha Golf. Maintain 10,000
helipad. I mean, it's not even really a helipad. It just looks like it's a part of an old castle or something.
Radar contact. Proceed direct November
They're at
Alpha
a
Golf.
Radgar
10,000 altimeter
lighthouse.
29er A3.
Pretty crazy.
A374 cleared visual approach at 1,800 runway 01. Report runway in sight. Cleared visual approach at 1,800 runway 01. Report runway in sight. A374. A374 runway in sight. A374 continue approach. Continue approach. A374.
Surprised how many helicopters there are, though.
Direct November Alpha Golf Oscar Romeo.
Maybe I'll have to start doing a helicopter series and try all the different helicopters.
Niner 353 radar contact. Maintain 10,000 altimeter 29er A3. Maintain 10,000 Niner 353.
So this is kind of how he is now.
Descend and maintain 4,000.
You gotta hold him or he's trying to rip down the cords during the stream.
507 radar
Get him tangled
contact.
all underneath the desk here.
Tango November Tango RNAV approach runway 02. Report when ready for descent.
Expect Tango November Tango RNAV approach runway 02. Report when ready for descent 507. 507 ready for descent.
507 descend and maintain flight level 240.
Descend and maintain flight level 240 507.
On arrival, Golf Tango 522, RNAV, Zulu, approach, runway 02.
Alright, we just got our
Report when
arrival.
ready for descent.
Hands down. Expect Captain arrival. Golf Tango 522 RNAV Z2 approach.
Expected upon arrival, Golf Tango 522, RNAV Zulu, approach, runway 02, report when ready for descent. 2733, heavy, expect India Lima Oscar Tango 1 Mike, arrival, Charlie Alpha Tango, ILS, X-ray, approach, runway 07, report when ready for descent. Expect India Lima Oscar Tango 1 Mike, arrival, Charlie Alpha Tango, ILS, X-ray, approach, runway 07, report when ready for descent. 2733, heavy. 507, descend and maintain, flight level 190. Descend and maintain, flight level 190, 507. Central American Center, Copper 106, rate 1 Alpha.
He's starting to get pretty bratty.
500, descending.
He just wants to grab everything
Ready for descent.
and never wants to.
733, heavy, ready for descent.
You can't put him with his toys. He's not interested in the toys. He wants to play with all the stuff you're playing with.
Flight level 290.
Yeah, ready for descent.
Climb and maintain.
Yeah.
Flight level 290, 2146, heavy. Copy 106, radar contact, maintain, 3000, altimeter 2983. Maintain, 3000, copy 106. 2733, heavy, descend and maintain, flight level 240. Descend and maintain, flight level 240, 2733, heavy. 507, proceed direct Tango November Tango. Proceed direct Tango November Tango 507. 2146, heavy, climb and maintain, flight level 330. Climb and maintain, flight level 330, 2146, heavy. Copy 106, descend and maintain, 1700, contact Sandina, approach, 119.4. Descend and maintain, 1700, contact Sandino, approach, 119.4, copy 106. 507, descend and maintain, 9,800, altimeter 2984, contact approach, 119.1. Descend and maintain.
Okay, coming up on the coast of El Salvador.
Approach, 119.1.
We'll pass by San Salvador and then up into Guatemala.
250, radar contact, expect visual approach, runway 11, report when ready for descent. Expect a visual approach, runway 11, report when ready for descent. 250, ready for descent. 250, proceed direct Mike Golf Alpha, descend and maintain, 4,000, altimeter 293.
Bell said that Flight Sim is getting an update that includes the E175. So there you can tell that plane is being injected by FS HUD ATC because it's kind of skipping a little bit. But if it was an AIG one, it would just be nice and smooth. It would look good. So. Yeah, maybe. Yeah, you're right. I was like, what's Mon? Yeah, maybe her place in this. It'd be cool if we can get like an E175, but on the other hand, I don't have a lot of faith in the Zobo products, planes and stuff. Of course, they could drop it and then people could mod the crap out of it and make it really good for free.
Heavy, Descend and maintain 15,000 altimeter 29er A3 250 cleared visual approach at 1,100 runway 11 report runway in sight.
Cleared visual approach at 1,100 runway 11 report runway in sight Q50 runway in sight
250 continue approach.
Continue approach Q50 descend and maintain 15,000 2733 heavy
5179 radar contact. Proceed direct Papa Romeo 703. Maintain 10,000 altimeter 29er A3. Proceed direct Papa Romeo 703. Maintain 10,000 5179er. 4068 radar contact. Maintain flight level 320.
maintain flight level 320 4068
8160 radar contact. Descend and maintain 900 altimeter 29er A3.
descend and maintain 900 8160
cleared visual approach at 900 runway 15 report runway in sight.
cleared visual approach at 900 runway 15 report runway in sight 8160 runway in sight
8160 contact tower 118.5.
contact tower 118.5 8160
5041 radar contact. Proceed direct Alpha Mike Echo Sierra Alpha. Maintain 10,000 altimeter 29er A2.
proceed direct Alpha Mike Echo Sierra Alpha maintain 10,000 5041
5528 radar contact. Maintain 10,000 altimeter 29er A2. 5041 cleared visual approach at 900 runway 15 report runway in sight.
cleared visual approach at 900 runway 15 report runway in sight 5041 runway in sight
5041 contact San Jose tower 118.5.
contact San Jose tower 118.5 5041 maintain 10,000 5528
4068 radar contact. Maintain flight level 330.
maintain flight level 330 4068
Yeah, I've heard about the Innie builds, A310. When is the anniversary? When's the anniversary update? That should have been like, or is, I mean, that's the 40th anniversary. I was thinking the anniversary of this sim. So that's going to drop in November. Oh, okay, that's what it is. I thought you were saying you were thinking an Embraer was going to drop in November, but you're talking about the anniversary update. That'll be pretty interesting to see what, I mean, it's Innie build, so it's not a Zobo, so it should be a, not denigrate. I'm trying not to denigrate a Zobo. I mean, they did make the whole sim, but the planes that came were a little less than desirable. But to be honest, I think I don't know if they were more or less functional than what default comes with like an X-plane. Because, you know, coming from X-plane, when I came from X-plane to Microsoft Flight Simulator, it was such a kind of a downgrade in terms of functionality, because I was using the Zibo mod, which is similar to the Fly-by-Wire. I was using the Zibo mod for the Boeing 738 over there, the default 738, which made a lot more functionality, a lot more things going, you know, playing the fly. And so I mean, now you compare. Now if you go between, okay, have the go between the Zibo and X-Plane and go to the Fly-by-Wire, you're getting similar stuff. You go to the PMBG in one and the PMBG in the other, you're getting similar stuff. Now I can't tell that. Now he's kind of hopping too. Always nice to see some other planes there with contrails. I can't remember if someone said that our contrails, are they going to finally add contrails? I mean, I feel like we've had those for
heavy
quite a
radar
bit.
contact. Maintain flight level 220. Maintain flight level 220. 1258 heavy.
You just got to throw him in the air every once in a while, otherwise he gets cranky. Alright, we still haven't gotten clearance. Everyone else is getting a lot of planes coming in around here, which is pretty cool. So we'll see what kind of traffic we have. We're in the blue. Nope.
Niner 353, proceed direct Sierra Alpha Pop. Proceed direct Sierra Alpha Pop. Niner 353. Niner 353, cleared visual approach at 900, runway 10. Report
So I
runway
mean, looks like we have a little bit, might have time to be able to put in, get a US tour flight in, but I don't think I'm going to go, because he's here, I'm going to probably be done after this flight for the day, and then I'll do some 3D stuff. I'm working on learning After Effects and Premiere. I'm just trying to up my skills on stuff, and I have lots of video ideas I want to do, and not a lot of time to do them. Yes, he does hit the mic, that's his problem. And if I put him down, play with his toys, he kind of doesn't play with the toys. He just crawls right over here, crawls under the computer, under the desk, and starts getting tangled up in the wires and stuff. What I need to do is I need to get all the wires. I need to do some good cable management down here. I also need to buy, again, always something to buy. There's always something to buy. But what I do need to buy is, and I haven't done it yet, is I need to buy a longer cable for my speakers, because it wouldn't be a big deal if I put my computer on the left side, but then the USB for the mouse is too far away and it's just all backwards. I don't know, maybe I'll try that again. Because it's like the speaker cable that hooks up to the computer, it goes to the speaker that you have on your left side, but my computer's all the way on the right side, so this cable's just not long enough. It's always just, it's getting stretched, taut. So I was hoping when I moved into the new place I'd get a better setup going, but still got issues and still can't figure out the best way to get things where they need to be. Because some things you'll get extremely long cables and then you just have them dangling everywhere. And then other stuff, you get these like cables that are about a foot long. It's like, this isn't going to reach to where the computer is. It's like you have a normal sized desk, it's not even going to reach between the computer and the desk. So it's like, who made this cable? Maybe he'll take a nap now.
Descend and maintain flight level 200. Descend and maintain flight level 200.
Finally. Okay, we're having some issues with the
2733 heavy. Proceed direct Charlie Alpha Tango.
I don't know if we're getting a better map, and yeah, that one looks like low quality over there. I don't know. I wish you would just pick one or the other.
Maintain 8,000. Cleared. Elo 1 Mike. Arrival. Contact approach 129.2.
To assist with customs at our destination, flight attendants will begin handing out forms momentarily. Please review and complete these forms and keep them with you for presentation upon arrival.
Of course, the FSATC is also leaving a lot to be desired in giving me clearance lately. Here we are at 37,000 feet. We should be... look at the approach. We need to be at 12,000 feet when we get to Golf Tango 522. And we're only 34 miles out from that point. So it's like, why? Why do you insist on... why do they do that? I don't know. Just why they haven't been clearing me in a timely manner lately. Well, if we're struggling to still get to 12,000, which I think we will, like Golf Tango 522, we'll kind of vector off, and then we'll come back. Throw out the speed brakes, that'll help a little. Alright, QNH 3009. Temperature. Well, they actually have both Q and H because, and I'll show you the chart in a moment. They could request the other one. They could request you to have it in hectopascals, but we have it in inches mercury, and it actually shows both on the MEDAR for this airport. Temps 19, wind 30 at 8 knots.
Proceed direct Golf Tango 522 cleared upon arrival. Proceed direct Golf Tango 522 cleared upon arrival.
Stop. No.
Descend and maintain flight level 190.
No.
Descend and maintain flight level 190.
It's gonna be close on this, and we might be able to do it. Put the speed brakes out. Okay, so back in here, I want to bring up. Kind of hard to do all this in one hand.
Descend and maintain 10,000 altimeter 29904. Contact LA Aurora approach 119.3. Descend and maintain 10,000. Contact LA Aurora approach 119.3. LA Aurora approach upon arrival at flight level 230, descending 10,000. Radar contact, continue descent 10,000, altimeter 29905. Continue descent 10,000.
Okay, so looking at our chart, so we're already coming up on Golf Tango 522 pretty quick. We need to be at 8,000 feet mandatory at 526, right there. So we got at least got time for that. Here's our minimums. Stop it. Alright, I think we're a C class. We're gonna C or D. we'll go with D, just so it's a little higher. 5,240 is our minimums. What we're gonna do is we're gonna come in, we're just following this route, and we don't have any ILS, VOR, or anything. If we do have a missed approach, we climb to a minimum of 8,500 feet via the RNAV missed approach track to Golf Tango 533. At Golf Tango 533, we hold or start a new approach via Golf Tango 533. So there's Golf Tango 533, there it is.
Proceed direct Golf Tango 526.
Proceed direct Golf Tango 526.
I'm also going to put in our ILS, just that way we have a backup. Kind of go off of that. Get a glide slope. So that's 110.1. We course 16 degrees. VOR is 114.9, another thing we could use. Alright, we're going to see if we can do this. It's going to be pretty close.
We have begun our final descent into your destination. Flight attendants will be passing through the cabin to collect any trash one final time. Please ensure tray tables are stowed and seats are in the full upright position. Please also store any carry-on items either in the seat back pocket or under the seat in front of you.
See, there he comes. You put him down for 5 seconds. He's already over here immediately trying to get on the computer. Alright, anyway, here's our approach.
Descend and maintain 8,700.
Descend and maintain 8,700.
8,700. I think we'll be able to hit that 8,000 with the speed brakes on, of course. Landing lights on. Issue's going to be making this turn. We're going to be still going pretty fast. There we go.
Descend and maintain 8,000. Contact Central America. Center 124.3.
Descend and maintain 8,000. Contact Central America. Center 124.3.
beautiful areas here in Central America. And that's what I mean, it's like we just keep going, and you can see a few more of the little bit of fall trees kind of starting to peek through. It's like, this is what's so great about the World Tour, is going to all these different places that I just would never plan on going to normally. We get to see, like, I don't know what Guatemala, this area is like. Look at this, you got these volcanoes or mountains. Pretty cool.
At 8,000, runway 02, report established final track. Central America Center 1710, heavy, Echo November Alpha Lima,
Get the flaps out.
departure at 6,400, climbing 9,100. 1710, heavy, radar contact, continue climb, 9,100, altimeter 3009er.
We're also going to start the replay. I forgot to use the replay the last time.
1710,
Let's try to do it this time. And there's Guatemala City right in front of us. Don't have eyes on the airport yet.
Visual approach at 900, runway 12, report runway in sight.
Alright, we're a little high.
At 900, runway 12, report runway in sight.
Already be on descent right now.
450, runway in sight.
450, continue approach.
There's the runway. See, we're a little bit too high.
1710, heavy, climb and maintain. Flight level 190, contact LA Aurora, approach 119.3. Established on final track. Contact LA Aurora, tower 118.1. Contact LA Aurora, tower 118.1.
Alright, we're gonna come in high speed here.
LA Aurora, tower 1 final 02.
Continue approach.
Continue approach.
Well over the glide slope right now. We might end up doing a go around because they didn't clear us to descend soon enough. Beautiful, bro. I mean, just look at this. It's just, yeah, beautiful, 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 beautiful.
2,500.
Yeah, we're speed-wise struggling here. Completely idled out.
2,000.
To approach.
Wind 30 degrees at 8 knots. Clear to land 02.
Cleared to land 02.
Alright, we're not going to take a look outside. We'll land this and then we'll do the replay.
1,000. 100 above. Minimum. $300. 200. 100. 50. 40. 30. 20. Retard. 5.
When vacated, contact ground 121.9er.
When vacated, contact
The auto
ground
brakes will take us down.
121.9er.
Ladies and gentlemen, we have reached our destination. The local time is 2:03 p.m. and it's currently about 19 degrees Celsius. You can now use your mobile devices. Please remain seated until the aircraft has come to a complete stop and the seatbelt sign is turned off. Remember to use caution when opening the overhead bin, as items may have shifted during the flight. We thank you for flying with us.
I'm going to do some replays. Remind me to do the replays too. I forgot last time, so remind me to do the replays because, yeah, I think that was a decent landing. I took it in manually because we were probably 2,000 feet above the ILS on the turn, and we just weren't going to get landed. Oh, I didn't change the gates here, so I don't know if these gates are going to work. For some reason, the GSX Pro gates don't work like they should. Let's go find a gate. Actually, let's turn on GSX Pro right now. And we're looking for gate 8. Yeah, we had, I think I had a crosswind a few days ago too as well. Alright, this is Tango. Oh, it's gotta be uniform. Oh yeah, we're at uniform, so the gate is gonna be there. Where's all the stuff? See, if you do the GSX before you get up to the gate, it'll actually populate all the stuff. But it's not populating over there, so maybe this is gate 8? Yeah, because there's Marshaller. Alright, I guess that's going to be gate 8. That's the gate we're going to. He's not gonna let me, he's just not gonna let me do this easily. This is why I stream really early, because as soon as he's up and I have to take, and I have to hold him, you just can't do a good stream. At least not doing Flight Simulator. I don't know what we could do a good stream with him yanking on everything. Pulling down plants, pulling down cords. Alright, so you can see GSX Pro is way off on these parking spots. What is the signal she's giving? Alright, we didn't turn off any of the lights, of course. It's all janky on what we're doing. Alright, engines can come off. We actually don't have the view on. Ugh! Can't do anything with you here. Toys. Alright, well, we killed the power, so there you go. That's how that works. Guess we'll turn the external power on.
The boarding requested.
He insists on going under the table. Oh, okay, the jetway did come out here. That's nice. Runway 6, wind was 230, 7 whips, gusts up to 18. Yeah, I think they actually have the gusts actually work now. And my... Stop it!
Passengers deboarding starting.
And now my camera's messed up. There we go. Passengers are deboarding. We're not going to really be able to see them deboard. But here, at least the GSX Pro. So GSX Pro, what it does is also it'll also replace your jetways. And it'll put some cool ads and stuff, depending on the airport. But it hasn't been working all the time, so I have to kind of test out which airports it's going to work at and which ones not. This is what sucks, is that as soon as he's up and my wife wants to do other things, I can't stream anymore. I literally can't do anything over here. I mean, the day's over by 9 o'clock in the morning. So I get 2 days off a week and can't do anything at all. That's why I have to get up super early and stream. And as soon as he's up, I can't put him in a playpen because he refuses to. He'll just be screaming the entire time then. So It's just getting extremely stressful now. As he gets to 9 months old, now he's becoming a real pain. It's like we had to do less to take care of him when he was, you know, a month old or a few days old. It's like all you had to do was make sure he was sleeping and didn't fall out of bed. Now it's like way more work. Alright, passengers should be coming off. They are. I'm going to pull up Volanta, show, and then get the world tour map, and then we'll go and do some replays, I think. Here's Volanta, let's review the flight. Pretty much a straight shot out of Costa Rica. And landing rate, -266. So a little bit harder than the first one today. But considering that we were pretty high up and had to get descended pretty quick and get that speed down for landing, did a pretty good job, I think. Oh, okay. Alright, and I'm going to bring up the Alright, so there's our flight to Guatemala. Not sure why it's running so poorly. And next flight we'll be flying to Belize. Not sure why the playback is kind of jumpy. Let's see if we can do that again. Let's see. I wonder if it just rendered bad. Yeah, there we go. That's a bad look. Stop it. So flight to Guatemala, reveal the Guatemala flag. Next flight tomorrow at 6 in the morning, we'll be flying to Belize. We'll be in the Cessna 208 actually, so it'll be a VFR flight in many ways. Put that away. And I want to do a replay, and for some reason the replay is not on. Why does it do that? Why does it do that? I hit replay, and this has happened now twice where I've hit replay, I get to the ground, I want to look at the replay, and it doesn't exist. It's gone. So that's frustrating. I wanted to see that landing. I wanted to see that approach. Oh,
Do you want to
I cannot stand. Microsoft Flight Simulator sucks for replays. They need to fix the replay system. Yeah, is it a mess? That is so frustrating. I just did. I hit replay, went like this, and then it decided to just turn itself off. I'm getting tired of it. Just these replays turning themselves off. That's stupid.
3812 heavy. Contact LA Aurora Tower 118.1. Contact LA Aurora Tower 118.1. 3812 heavy.
Well, I didn't stop it. That's the issue. I didn't stop the replay at all. The replay should be still going, actually. I just hit, I literally just hit this, and then flew, right? I can close the window, can't I? See, it's recording right now. It's only record like 10 seconds. I don't know what, and that's been twice now. I didn't even check last flight if it did. Maybe it screwed up last flight too. I forgot to do the replay. So that's really frustrating because I wanted to take that flight out. Okay, I guess they're doing a go around. You can see that's an FS ATC HUD, or FS HUD ATC because it's jerking all over. That's, I don't know what's going on here. That is super, super frustrating that I couldn't do a replay there. And yeah, again, it's like, people talk about the difference between X-Plane and Microsoft Flight Simulator in terms of graphics, which Flight Simulator is superior that way. They talk about the flight model's better in X-Plane. For me, the X-Plane is better when it comes to replays. And it just has I think it has, I like their UI better. It's just a simpler, cleaner, you click on a button and it does, I mean, there's just way too much, this stuff, it's too much crap. Why do you have to just give me a button to click? Just give me a toolbar where, boom, doom, done. Very minimal. That's what I like about X-Plane. I don't, flight model, you know, that was a selling point at first, but that I missed the replay system in X-Plane because that's all you did was just go up, replay, rewind, play, there it goes. You didn't have to start your engine, you didn't have to worry about your engines being on or off, you didn't have to worry about your lighting and all that stuff. It's like here, it's like I just recorded something and I don't have it. Well, it's recording now. Now they're on the ground. That's... I'm ranting. Okay, let's see. Yeah, look. I got 1:50 of us just sitting at the gate. Alright. Not 100% true because I used 2 different airports at Oslo. Oh, so you flew into Oslo like 2 different places? Let's check it out. Oh, I don't have Discord open. Well, sorry guys, sorry I can't show you the replay. I wanted to do that. I'm going to open up Discord here and I'm going to take a look at I don't want this. Oh, Discord. Let's see, what do we got from X-Last Kiwi, World Tour, Google Maps. Yeah, let's check it out. I want to see this. Let's see what we got. Who else sent me a world tour? Someone else was doing a world tour, and they have it, or maybe that was you, and you have your plan, and this is what you've actually done so far, I guess. Is that? Am I right there? Can I hide? I need to learn how to do that. I was setting up, when I was using Project Fly, you could download the XML files or whatever, and I would pull those into Google, and it would actually show the exact flight route and everything. But I don't think I could do that with, and you can only do a certain number of it. Once you got to a certain number, like 100, you couldn't do more than that. So I could never do a whole map where it shows the whole thing at once. So maybe I'll do this. Actually, what I'm planning on doing is even fancier. Probably will take way more time, but it's gonna work. I'm gonna work on my. I want to work in After Effects and kind of work on my skills. It's kind of do what I did with the map there. I'll give you a. Let's pop that up again, and I'll come back to your map. But what I want to do is I want to do this. I want to make kind of an animated map like this, showing every flight. Now, I'm not going to do the flight route, but just kind of like a little hop like this, boom, 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 and kind of link these all together, right? Where it's like, boom, we hit Belize, then boom, go to the next, and then the flags show up one at a time. That's going to take a lot of work, but I think by the time I'm going to get around to doing that, which will be probably in a year or 2 years, I'll have done so many of these maps that I'll kind of know what I want to do, my style, how to do it, good workflow. You can click on the plus 112 to show the whole list. Where's that? Oh, okay. Is this 100? This is 112? I'm looking at 112 right here? No way is that 112 flights, is that? Why is it plus 112? There's no way that's 112. 1, 2, 3. Or it's probably because it's counting the routes too, right? Okay, it's 60 flights, but it's also counting for that. Oh, you got like a couple flights into... Oh, it's not like showing it in order either. It's like, so you kind of went to both of these, like these ones right here at Stockholm. You went to Stockholm twice. Yeah, let me click on it. It's kind of like Volanta. I mean, Volanta does a pretty cool job where you click on the airport and it'll show all the routes you've done. Is that? Yeah, like you flew from Frankfurt to Riga and you flew from Amsterdam to Riga. I mean, it's still cool. I mean, either way. Like I said, I'm gonna get really fancy here, and I'm going to, like I said, make an animated map. And sorry, I don't have. Hold up. I'm talking about your map, and I'm not looking at it. But yeah, I want to do this all kind of fancy, like. I mean, just to practice and be silly. I went Stockholm to Amsterdam, but because I already flew to Amsterdam, I didn't add that plane again. But you did for Riga, though. Because you did Amsterdam to Riga and Frankfurt to Riga, it looks like. Or at least that's what it's saying. Maybe you went Amsterdam to Riga and then Riga to Frankfurt. I don't know. It looks like I can see kind of your paths and stuff. Pretty cool. So you're over here now? Oh, it looks like you went... I don't know what direction. Because it kind of looks like you looped around India and back out. Well, I hope you're having fun with that. You're on Volanta too, right? I can check you out on Volanta. Do you have a specific world tour plane on Volanta? Because that's what I do. Like, you can go on Volanta, check, and I don't know if you can look at different aircraft, or maybe you can't. If you look at different aircraft, if you go to my world tour aircraft, it'll show you all my flights. Here's all my flights, including X-Plane and everything, you know. And then if I go to my world tour, and I think the world tour one, this is my... Oh, aircraft. I want to go to aircraft. World tour. I think this is the one... Yeah. This is my one in Microsoft Flights. This is the one that I've been doing my streams. All these flights. So you can see kind of where we've been. So it's like, it's always interesting kind of looking at your flight, where your flight's actually gone, because, you know, here it doesn't look like I did anything, but I did go to those countries, just their airports are right on the edge of the countries. Because otherwise you're in the middle of the desert. Same here with like Brazil, right? We'll hit up here, but we're not going to really cover much of this. We're not going to fly over it, I don't think, at all. This depends on where your flight paths are. I think... Hey, Austin! Sorry, I missed your message there. Let me look at the US... Not my US, I do have, like, my X-Plane. Like, here's the X-Plane World Tour. Here's what I did in X-Plane. I started in New Zealand and worked all the way over here. And so basically all of this we're going to have to do again in Flight Simulator. And then I think once I got Microsoft Flight Simulator, I did a bunch through Africa. I think I have another one of that. Yeah. So I did 20 flights where I was continuing that X-Plane World Tour, but then I was like, you know, I actually can stream this. I can actually record this. For some reason, suddenly I tried to do it with X-Plane, it didn't work, and then I tried at first to do it with Microsoft Flight Simulator, it didn't work, and then at a certain point it started working where I could actually record my flights. And so then that's why I think the first flight is somewhere in here. We just start somewhere random in Africa as the first flight on my world tour, streaming wise.
1950 heavy. Contact
But that's
LA Aurora Tower 118.1.
So I'm hoping you're having fun with that world tour. I'm gonna have to see. Let's see, what do you got? I just use the thing, it autofills me. Oh, okay, you don't... that's how I do it. I mean, I like to do that too. I like that that's an aspect that you can just fly. You don't have to set it up. You don't have to... Like, Project Fly, you had to fly. Like, why I started doing this world tour flight and having to go from point to point to point to point is because on Project Fly, if you had an aircraft, you had to fly it from where that aircraft last landed. You couldn't just... Whereas in here, you could even have... I could have a world tour aircraft and I could just fly at random points all the time. Austin Lewis. Oh, it's Prayer Warriors. This is your new account at work. Awesome. Well, now I got 2 subs from the same guy. Awesome. Thank you very much. Glad to have you here. You missed the little captain. He was being cranky. But I think we're gonna call it a day here for the streaming. At least I'm gonna set up some cool stuff. I don't know if you were here when I showed the map, but I'm working on doing some more stuff in After Effects. I'm trying to learn After Effects, and so I came up with this. You know, so when we do the world tour map at the end of the flight, kind of animate it here, make it a little bit more interesting to look at than just me pulling up Illustrator. It's also easier than pulling up Illustrator and trying to point at things. So there we go. So we got to Guatemala. We're gonna go to Belize next. Yeah, I mean, that's not original to me. I found a great tutorial for that, but I like the lines that they do, and eventually I'm gonna come up with some cooler ideas and stuff. And what I want to do is I want to do a whole map. Whoops. I want to do the whole tour. So starting from point A and showing the progress. Maybe as we loop into every country, maybe show a screenshot of the airport, or maybe a real life screenshot, or a screenshot from the sim as we approach, or whatever it is, and get pretty cool. But that's gonna be a lot of work. It'll be a project. It'll be an ongoing project probably once I figure out the style I want to go with and how to do it. But I think this one turned out better than the first one I did today for the Costa Rican one. So here's Costa Rica. It didn't. I didn't render it right. I also didn't put in text on this one. I just wanted to get it done. I wanted to make sure I got it at least done, and then, okay, I'm going to add this element and try that, and then I'm going to add this element and try that. And obviously having the words I think is going to be cool. I want to do different ways of having the words reveal themselves, some other little things. I don't know why there's a black background, so kind of weird there. But I think this one showed up pretty well, the one for Guatemala. I think you should also see my flights of Atlanta, which are mostly my tour, but some other random things. Okay. Yeah, so a new plane for each airline I fly. Yeah, I mean, part of me's like, should I do that? Because then I'd be able to see what airline I flew, but I have all that information, and it shows what my airline changes. It's just, I can't tell what plane I was on originally, because I always change what plane it is every flight. But I kind of keep it in one thing, because that way I can look at like overall stats, so, which aren't 100% accurate though, so for what it's worth. But here, like, I can see that I've done 307 hours and 20 minutes flying on this world tour, 185 total flights, which is kind of funny because we just did 181, but we have 4 extra flights, which I'm trying to figure out where they are, because I know we have the one. This one was supposed to be Tbilisi, Georgia, up to Vienna, Austria, but we had a diversion because we had an issue with the plane, so we actually got an extra flight right there, and which I didn't count because it was, the same technical leg. I'm guessing probably maybe the flights between, like here between San Marino. It counts as 2 flights into San Marino back, which I only count as 1, just because it's such a short thing. Same here, counts those as 2. Did it count it counted this as 2 also. So I'm wondering where I'm lost flights, because if it's counting 2 flights for all of these, it should be way more than 185. So that's what I'm a little lost on there. Total distance 104,000 nautical miles. There's all the flights, and it shows the airline and everything, and the time, and that's all for statistics. I could have sworn you could get more. I think Project Fly you could get a lot more statistics. You get like the fuel burn and everything. Let's see, I've flown total 520 flights, traveled 258,000 miles, which is nothing compared to some people. I've seen some people that are in the millions. 1.5 trips to the moon. So there we go. Fly to the hurricane and see if you can see the hurricane. Where's the hurricane? Oh, it's really down. Where is the hurricane? Is this it right here? I flew in Cayman Islands. I don't remember flying to Cayman Islands. That's what I mean. I've flown to some places I don't even remember flying there, because it was probably back. This is probably back in Expo, I'm guessing, or maybe it was early on in. When was this? 2019. When did... Yeah, so this is probably X-Plane, I'm guessing. Yeah, because this is 738. Back in X-Plane. Talking about things that you didn't see. Yeah, where is the hurricane? Maybe we can jump in and see if I can find it. I thought it was over Puerto Rico again, wasn't it? Where's Puerto Rico? Actually, I think we go to the main menu. I think on the menu screen will show us, right? Alright, we'll load in and see if we can see the hurricane. And then that'll be it for the stream and it for the day. Thanks for coming in, both Austin and XS Kiwi. Bell, next flight. Next flight is going to be tomorrow morning, 6 a.m. We're going to be flying from Guatemala to Belize, as you saw on the map. I'll show you that again. I'm proud of it. So there it is. So here's revealing where we flew. We flew Costa Rica to Guatemala. And then we're going to fly from Guatemala City up to Belize City right there. So that's our next flight. That'll be tomorrow at 6 a.m., 11 a.m. Greenwich Mean Time, Zulu time. And then we'll probably do a U.S. tour flight after that. Alright, let's see what we can see weather-wise on the world map here. There it is. Let's kind of load in here. Set as departure. What kind of plane should we use? Turboprop. St. Bart's commuter. It got blown off. We're gonna be flying this tomorrow. We're gonna be flying the which one is it? Where is it? Maya Island. We're gonna be flying this one. It's not the Maya Air doesn't fly between Belize and Guatemala, but I don't have the livery for the other plane that I'd like to fly. Let's go in the Beechcraft King Air. Why don't we do that? Livery doesn't really matter. These are all ones I've seen before. Greenland Air got blown off. Let's go with the base. Everything else is good. Okay. Live time. I should have turned on live traffic. Seen all the other people flying around there too. Well, you can see we're in it. We are in the hurricane. We're not getting blown around a lot. I don't know if I'm just off of it. I'm in the eye maybe, and so there's not enough wind. This map is very helpful. Is there a range on this or something? I think Rex weather there's. I think it doesn't MS Realistic Pro do that. There's plenty of weather mods, I think. Where are we? Okay, we're kind of like in the middle of it, so we might actually be kind of in the eye of the storm right now. Yeah. I believe the eye of the storm is where probably the most calm. Let's see if it gets worse as we kind of go into this area. It's shaking around a little bit. Storm by Soulfly. Add storms and hurricanes and that stuff along with 35 emissions. Does that... But those are storms you just put in, right? It's not... Like, it's like preset weather. It's not live weather, right? So that's what we're getting right now. We're getting the live weather. It'd be interesting to see. I wonder if I can... Let's do this. Let's go... Oh, I'll go up. How high do I have to go before I can be over the hurricane? There we go. What does it look like? Probably be way too high. I think we're all going out in space now. I think we're too high. I didn't realize that, yeah, the weather only shows a certain range. Planes like you are way too high, dude. Way too high. We're at 90. 94,000. I've never been up this altitude. Do you think we're in stall or something? Holy cow. What is that? Is that Florida over there? No, that'd be Cuba. That's crazy to see it from this altitude. I've never done... I think I did a space shuttle thing once, but I've never flown this high. That's crazy. Alright, let's get back down into the reasonable. Still trying to rip the plane apart. Yeah, so if we were doing an airliner flight, we could fly over. Yeah, it was. I wonder what the... How high can this King Air fly? I think we can fly up like 30,000 feet. So we can fly over the hurricane, actually. Let's get back inside there. I just kind of wanted to see what it looked like above.
Sink rate. Pull up.
Whoa. Alright, so now we're definitely getting bounced around. Of course, we are going 1,000,000 miles per hour as well. Okay, we're hitting a lot of rain. We've also changed direction. So we're kind of going towards the Cayman Islands. I want to kind of go this way. See the waves down there. Awesome. So definitely the wind is working. We do have we are getting the waves below us. Definitely don't want to be flying in this, really. I'm sure if I had damage on or whatever, the plane would have already shredded to pieces. X-plane, we've actually fallen into pieces, which is kind of cool. I can see the waves, actually. It's, there's no way for me to see the wind speed, though, are there? Oops. If I go in the weather, it just says live weather, you know? Like, there's no way for me to actually... somewhere in the screens? Yeah, I have no idea on these screens, because they're all... You'd think there would be a wind somewhere on here. Yeah, why do I need landing gear? Oh, I'm at 2,000 feet. What if I just want to fly low? Some lightning. I want to get out. I want to kind of go down here and see the waves. It's amazing that all of this is happening below us as we're flying in this sim. These are all kind of being ready to go when you come down here. Just kind of flying in circles, it looks like. Definitely in the hurricane, though. I wonder if we went a little bit further north towards Cuba, on the edges, it would be a little bit more windy. Alright, we'll try that, and then we'll end this stream so I can probably go out shopping or something. Grocery shopping, we need some of that. So you can see we were kind of right in there. I don't know if that's where it'd be the strongest. Probably. Actually, let's go to Roberts and see what it's like. How are the conditions? Look like it's just storming there. And then we can always turn up the weather and just make it look like even crazier hurricane or something.
This parking is isolated. Ground services are not available.
Alright, so we're just on the edge. We're not even getting rain or anything. Is that a ship out there? Oh, it is, yeah. Yeah, it's too bad we're not actually flying like into the Cayman Islands today, like on the flight today. It'd be pretty cool to run into this storm and be like, oh, that's looking good. Take a look at this. Yeah, got a couple cruise ships here kind of running into each other. They're not moving, we don't have a wake. I didn't even realize they were so detailed, actually. Jeez. Just kind of free exploring right now. This is actually a freeware download for this airport. I'm wondering if it's not working right too, because you heard it say, they not have gates. I guess they just don't have gates here. But it was saying this is an isolated parking spot, so it wasn't going to let me use.
This parking is isolated.
Yeah, see, it's saying this parking is
services
isolated. I had this problem with Harrisburg too, so I'm hoping that I can park at a different spot and it would work. Because if you have an isolated parking spot, I don't know how to fix that. GSX Pro doesn't work. And it'd be pretty cool to have GSX Pro work here with this airport, because we're going to park and we're going to get our passengers off with the stairs and stuff, because there are no gates. Cayman Islands. Yeah, it's just a small little island. It's going to be fun to fly into. We're going to be flying into a lot more islands pretty soon, and then also a little bit more, especially when we get out to the Pacific. Alright, well, thanks for coming along on the flights. Thanks for hanging out just a little bit here at the end as we were just kind of fooling around, checking out the hurricane. Next flight will be tomorrow morning, 6 a.m. Central Time, 11 Zulu. And we'll be flying from Guatemala City, Guatemala, up to Belize City, Belize. We'll be in the Cessna 208B on Maya Islands Air. So that should be a fun flight, and then we'll probably do a U.S. tour flight after that. I believe we're going from Charlotte, North Carolina, up to Greensboro, North Carolina, in the CRJ 700 PSA Airlines American Eagle. So, hope I'll see you then, and until then, take care, and happy flying.